Hello and welcome back to another live stream from Time to Go. In this live stream we're going to look at pressure advanced tuning on the Ender 2 Pro using the Creality Sonic Pad. In the last video we did the resonance tuning and we printed two of these files after the video, or one before the video and one after the video, as a comparison. And before we do the pressure advanced tuning, I'm just going to quickly go through the results of that print. So if we look at the, this was a print we made before the resonance tuning. And as you can see, there is a lot of ringing, as they call it. And this is the print that we did after we did the resonance tuning. And as you can see here, we printed this model again without the special settings. We just printed at a speed of 100, and from here to there, I can get you can see there's no ringing on there at all the way up there, and we got to 150 millimeters here in speed. There's a tiny bit of ringing there, but that's a little bit there. But up to 150, this was 50 up to 50. This was up to 100 to there, and there to there was 150. When I got to 150, I had some issues with the extrusion, which was causing me problems. The resonance is pretty well tuned, and here's just another model we did as well. And as you can see, the quality is quite good now. So now it's time to do the pressure advanced tuning, which we shall proceed to do. First of all, go to the clipper.org website, and this is the clipper.org website. And as you'll see here, they have really good documentation on all the Clipper software and how to tune it and how to configure it. So if you go to clipper3d.org, and from the documentation on the side, if you click to pressure advance, you'll see it gives you a really good description, better than I could ever give anybody, on how to do it. So I'm going to basically follow the instructions that are here and show you how I did it. So first of all, if you go to here, it says Docs Print Square Tower. This is the test tower, which is this here. It's a 3D model, 3D printed square tower. And if you click on here, it will download and you save the file to a folder somewhere on your computer, ready for slicing. Once you've done that, we need to slice it with some certain parameters. And I use Prusa Slicer predominantly, and this is Prusa Slicer. I've uploaded the model in here, and some things we need to check. First thing is we need to go to print settings. We need to make sure that the speed is set to 100 for everything. So we want to print this at a fixed speed of 100. We want no acceleration control, taking any control in anything. So all acceleration control is off. And we're going to print it with two perimeters. So it's it makes it a little bit more solid when you're looking at it, basically. So that's what you need to do, and I will check to make sure we haven't missed anything off. So it says here, put it in your slicer, speed of 100, coarse layers, I've got 0.3 I think on this one, but 0.2 should be good enough as well. And dynamic acceleration control off, we've turned it all off. And to do the test, before we print this, once you've sliced that and you've got the model on your USB stick to put into your printer, you need to put a couple of commands into the fluid interface, which is the Clipper interface, before you do the print. So you can either Control C to copy that, and you go to Creality Sonic Pad, and if you go to the console, you can type this directly into the console by pressing Control V, and when you press send, that will change these parameters, the corner square velocity to 1 and the acceleration to 500. But the second way to do it, Creality put the settings in already for you as a macro. So there's two macros. One is if you have a Bowden type extruder, and the other one is if you have a direct drive extruder. For the Bowden extruder, you want to select the pressure advance long if it's a Bowden extruder, and pressure advance short if you've got a direct drive extruder. And once you select pressure advance long, which is what we're going to use because ours is a Bowden tube, you will see this corner square velocity and the acceleration will change to this parameter we need to print this model. So let's press that and see what happens. As you can see, we've activated the macro, pressure advance long, and it's changed the corner square velocity 1 and the acceleration to 500, which is what we want it to be. So once you have that there is now ready to print your model. So you have to put the model into your USB and then you print it. And this is what you will print, this here. What it's going to do, it's going to start off with a pressure advance setting of 0 on layer 0, and as it starts to print, every time it does one layer, it's going to increase the pressure advance by 0.02 for a Bowden tube. For a direct drive extruder, it will increase it by 0.005 every layer. So this is the tower that's been printed. This is my tower, and yours might be slightly different to this. But once you've printed the tower, you want to look at the corners. And if you look at the corners on this model, you'll see this is the base of the model, and you'll see there's too much filament being extruded on the corners on there. That's with no pressure advance. And as the pressure advance increases, it starts to extrude less as it goes up, and to a point where it's under extruding. So you start off with over extrusion, which is here. You can see it bulging out, and then you go to under extrusion. What you're looking for is this point here, which is the point where the extrusion is perfect and gives you a perfectly square corner, which is about here on mine between 19 and 20. And if you take that figure 19 and 20 and you times the 19, which is the distance that you've measured, so I measure that distance from there to there, and it's about 19. You times that by the 0.02, and that will give you a figure, and in my case it's 38. So if you then go back to your software, which is your Creality Sonic pad here, once you have that figure, you need to go into your printer settings, which is your printer configuration file, which is let me see, it's configuration, printer configuration. And in here, if you scroll down this file here, you will see somewhere there is a setting for pressure advance. You type in the pressure advance setting there, and I measured this accurately before, and it comes out actually 30 is the best for me. So you basically change this to the value you need. I'm going to put it back to 29 because that's what mine is. And then you save and restart. So I'm going to save and restart here now. Clipper will shut down, and Clipper will start, the Clipper interface will start back up again, and that will put the value into your printer. And then next time you print, you will be able to print really good squares. The square corners will be perfect. I have an example here of what it should look like. I think this is the one I did with a different color. So once you've done all that tuning, you should be able to print a cube which has corners which are perfectly made square. So that's how you do the pressure advance tuning. A little quick bonus for you before we wrap this video up. If you have the Creality Sonic Pad and you type in the IP address top of the page, you'll get the fluid interface. If you type in your IP address and you add to the end of it a semicolon with a port number of 8819, you'll get a different interface, which is the a mainsail interface. And some people prefer this. It's slightly different. You can see the camera on this page and it's laid out different, and it has a few more extra functions and things in there, but it works. And I like this one better, to be honest with you. It looks a bit nicer. In addition, if you want to look at your webcam stream in a separate web browser page, if you type in the IP address of your printer with / and then webcam / action equals stream, as you can see there, you will get the webcam feed from your printer direct in a separate page. So there's another little tip for you. So now we've finished that, our printer is all ready to go, and we're going to start doing some prints on it, designing a few things, and start making things. So I hope you've liked this little series of videos we've been doing on setting up your printer, and we'll see how we go forward. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all next one. Come along and have a chat. Bye for now.